Welcome, everyone. If you're learning English but feel stuck, this message is for you. You understand grammar, you know vocabulary, you can read and write, but when it's time to speak, your mind freezes. You start thinking, what if the sentence is wrong? What if I pronounce it badly? What if they laugh? What if I forget the word? And because of all this thinking, you stay silent. But today, that ends, because in this video, you will learn how to stop overthinking and start speaking naturally, not with pressure, not with fear, not after years of struggle. This is not just motivation. This is practical training, real techniques, real exercises, real change. If you truly want to speak English confidently, stay with me until the end. Let's begin. Most learners believe, I can't speak because my grammar is weak. That's not true. You don't have a grammar problem. You have a thinking problem. Here's what really happens. You want to say something simple, but your brain starts checking everything. Is this tense correct? Is this word formal enough? Should I translate first? Does this sound stupid? And while your brain is busy judging, your mouth stays closed. Fluency does not come from perfect thinking. It comes from automatic speaking. Think about walking. When you walk, you don't say, move left leg, bend knee, shift weight. You just walk. Why? Because your body learned through repetition. Speaking English works the same way. You cannot analyze every word and still sound natural. If you try to control every sentence, you destroy your flow. Fluency is freedom. Freedom to express, freedom to try, freedom to be imperfect. And the biggest mistake you can make is saying nothing at all. If you always think first and speak later, you will always be slow. Many learners translate in their head. They think in their native language, then translate to English, then check grammar, then finally speak. But by that time, the conversation has already moved on. Fluent speakers don't translate. They respond, not because they are smarter, but because they trained their mouth to move faster than their fear. You must build response habits. For example, instead of freezing, practice these simple responses daily. I'm not sure. Let me think. That's interesting. Can you repeat that? I understand. I agree. Maybe. I don't think so. Repeat them every day, out loud, again and again. These become automatic speaking tools. The goal is not perfect English. The goal is continuous English. Let your words flow. Fix them later. Silence feels safe. When you don't speak, you don't make mistakes. But when you don't speak, you don't grow. You can watch 1,000 English videos, you can read 50 books, you can memorize 5,000 words, but if your mouth stays closed, your fluency stays zero. Your brain learns through usage, not storage. So from today, follow one rule. No 0 speaking days. Every single day, speak something, even if it's alone, even if it's simple, even if it's just 1 minute. Here are daily speaking habits. Talk in the mirror for 3 to 5 minutes. Describe what you are doing. Record a 2-minute voice diary. Read 1 page aloud. Repeat sentences from a video. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Fluency grows through repetition, not perfection. This might surprise you. If you want to improve faster, you must allow yourself to speak incorrectly. Mistakes are not your enemy. They are your teachers. When you say something wrong and correct it, your brain creates a stronger memory. For example, say, he go to school yesterday. Then correct it to, he went to school yesterday. Now, repeat both versions. Your brain hears the difference. This builds awareness. Children learn fast because they speak without fear. Adults learn slowly because they fear embarrassment. If you wait until you feel ready, You will wait forever. You don't become fluent and then speak. You speak and then become fluent. So speak wrong, speak loud, speak anyway. Many learners say, I have no one to practice with. That is no longer an excuse. You don't need a partner. You need discipline. Your brain doesn't care who you're speaking to. It cares that you're speaking. Here's how to practice alone effectively. Mirror practice. Stand in front of a mirror. Talk about your day, your goals, your feelings. Don't stop. Don't correct. Just speak. Voice recording. Record yourself for 2 to 5 minutes daily, then listen. Notice mistakes, notice improvement. Real-time narration. Describe everything you see. I'm opening the door. The weather looks cloudy. I'm feeling tired today. Pretend conversations. Imagine interviews. Order food out loud. Explain something like a teacher. Imagination builds speaking reflex, and reflex builds fluency. One of the biggest fears is, what if I don't know what to say next? That's where speaking fillers help. These are small phrases that give you time to think. For example, well, let me think. To be honest, actually, that's a good question. You know, basically. These phrases keep the conversation moving. They give your brain a few seconds to prepare. Practice using them in answers. Question, what do you do on weekends? Answer, well, it depends. Usually I relax, but sometimes I go out. See? You didn't freeze. You flowed. That's the power of speaking structure. Many learners try to sound advanced. They use long words, complicated sentences, formal vocabulary, and they struggle. Fluency is not about sounding intelligent. It's about sounding natural. Instead of, I would be extremely grateful if you could assist me, say, can you help me? Instead of, the weather conditions are quite pleasant, say, the weather is nice. Simple English is powerful English. Use these starters daily. I think, I feel, I want, I need, I like, I don't like, I'm going to, I have to. These simple patterns cover most daily conversations. Master simple, then grow naturally. Fluent English is built in phrases, not single words. Don't learn go, store, tomorrow. Learn I'm going to the store tomorrow. Don't learn idea. Learn I have no idea. Don't learn later. Learn I'll call you later. Chunks are ready-made sentence pieces. When you memorize full expressions, your speech becomes automatic. Start collecting phrases like, that makes sense. I'm not sure. Sounds good. It depends. No problem. I get it. I'll try. I don't mind. Repeat them out loud daily. Your brain stores them as patterns. Patterns build fluency. Fluency is not magic. It's not talent. It's not intelligence. It is repetition without fear. It is speaking without permission. It is practicing even when you feel uncomfortable. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start speaking now. Break your silence. Break the fear. Allow mistakes. Keep it simple. Use chunks. Train daily. And one day soon, you will open your mouth and English will come out naturally, not because you memorized everything, but because you finally stopped thinking and started speaking. If this message helped you, then remember, you don't need perfect English. You need brave English. And brave English begins today. Keep speaking, keep growing.